Hey team, welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to be covering the end of the new Relic quest introduced in 5.25. So we're going to start off with the battle with Varis here and run it through the rest of the storyline until you get the actual Relic weapon, and I'll go ahead and read through that for you. So if you're interested in seeing how this battle goes before you go into it, or you're just wanting to revisit it, or you skipped any of the cutscenes when you're going through the story, feel free to watch through. Not an overly difficult fight, but maybe worth looking through at the mechanics before you go into it. One thing to make note of is there is some evil nastiness around the edge of the battlefield here, so just make sure you stay away from the edge and you'll be just fine. During my fight here, I only encountered one pushback, but you may encounter more than one. So double AoE here, where you need to watch which side of the map it shows up on first, and then when that yellow disappears, then you just move over to the other side. Pretty easy. If you're at this point in the game, you're probably not going to see anything you haven't run into many times before. That purple lightning on the ground there, I ate that every time. Didn't do too much damage, so if you do the same thing I did, I wouldn't worry about it too much. More AoEs to dodge. You can see my dots fell off right there. Bad summoner. This part here, another common mechanic in Final Fantasy 14. You're going to see Urianger is going to put a shield up, and Varis is going to cast his weapon down at you, and you'll need to target and destroy the weapon before it breaches the shield. If you're a damage job, just bust out whatever you can to take it down quick. Confident you'll be able to get that done in time. So you can see Varis is charging up here, and he's not going to go down before it gets charged up. In fact, during my run, he got 2 charges. This is the one pushback that came up. So just making sure that you are close to the middle, and then you get out of the way of the AoEs that you see that are coming up on the sides there. So that's one mechanic just to watch out for, that pushback, and then making sure you get back to the middle. There you can see I ate the purple ground lightning again. Not a big deal. This is the second charge that he went through, and this one everyone's going to get targeted with their own AoE, just like any other battle. Just make sure you spread out and don't overlap with anyone else. The NPCs sure do like to drive you right to the edge, but still left plenty of room, and then obviously just bunch back up in the middle there to dodge the other AoE. I think a pretty simple concept during this fight is just make sure you're kind of within the similar range that I am to Varis there in the fight. Duty complete. This isn't right either. Emperor, Lord Varis, he wasn't there. The Academy was given full charge of the project. Though these events are as you remember them, this is not the truth. Not entirely. Whoever this is, your mind, has been trying to protect you from them. Well, if it isn't Varis, then who the hell's is it? What could I possibly have to hide from myself? So it was you who pulled the trigger, Father. Sid, look, his eyes. No, it can't be. If contact with Dalamud was able to stir Bahamut to consciousness, it stands to reason the Dreadworm discovered a way to link the tower and thereby enslave your father, in which case there was nothing that could be done for him. There is no arguing or reasoning with such individuals. There's only the will of the primal. And if Bahamut was controlling your father at the time of the accident, then in all likelihood it wasn't an accident. And so the truth finally comes to light. Bahamut's thrall, and no one was the wiser, not even your own son. You crazy bastards did it. Once Makoto's described the inscriptions to me, I'll have those weapons forged in no time. On behalf of the Bozjan resistance, you have my deepest thanks. I'm just glad I could help. Ever since that fateful day, the truth of what befell our loved ones had eluded us. I held the Empire and your father responsible for their part in the tragedy, and for many years, That hatred was all that kept me going. Indeed, I was blinded by that hatred. So much so that even you appeared to be my enemy. I could not see the blood, sweat, and tears you have poured into bettering our lives. The lives of those seeking freedom from the Empire. I could only see a Garlean, and for that I am sorry. If you can forgive me, let us be allies united against a common foe. Come now, I'm the one who should apologize to you. After all, my father and the Empire did, even not of their own volition. Their crimes will never be forgotten. I'd hazard even victory over the Empire won't be enough to ease such pain. And even now that I know the truth behind the Bozja incident, all it's done is make me question the choices that led me here to this moment. But regardless of the past, we have to keep pressing forward, one step at a time, for freedom. Just as the heroes of Eld would have done, we Bozjans grew up on such tales of peerless warriors, pure of heart and unwavering in their conviction. Yet here we are, so full of doubt and uncertainty. Will we ever earn our place in the pages of history? Cheer up, Bozjalian. If we live long enough, perhaps we'll be the ones to pen them. You say the crystal focus is no longer responsive? It would appear that stores of aether resided within it have been depleted. I did not expect our exploration of your mind to be such a taxing endeavor. Once I identify its etheric affinity and a power source with a complement energy frequency, I'm confident its reserves can be replenished. I thought perhaps the Alliance could use it to extract information from some of their less cooperative Garlean captives, but nothing's ever that easy, is it? I'm afraid aetherology is beyond the scope of my expertise, so I'll leave the rest to you. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call for me. Thank you for your help, Master Sid. I love you. Well, I'd better head back. I have a mountain of work waiting for me. Air, before you go. Hi. If you ever feel lost, you can always talk to me. Of course, if I run into any aether-related problems, you'll be the first to know. Or a date. Jeez. Right, I really must get to work on the crystal focus. Alright, so that part of the quest is done. Just need to run over to Marsak there and start the rest of it. Everything is at last in place to begin work on the weapons of Queen GUNNHILDR'S guard. Master Geralt will be able to apprise you of any further progress in their forging. In the meantime, we begin preparations for battle. I look forward to seeing you on the front lines. Attuning to all Aethernet shards in the Doman Enclave will now unlock Gangos as an Aethernet destination. Meanwhile, at Valnaen in Dalmasca. Our spies at the Gangos encampment have confirmed work on the Blades of GUNNHILDR is underway. They're welcome to them. Who has need of such trinkets when the Lady of Blades will soon be in play.
We will proceed as planned. When their forces reach Bozja, you know what must be done.
Understood.
The Empire is fated to fall, but in its place a new nation shall rise, grander and mightier than anything the Garleans could ever have dreamed.
And it shall be made possible by the very power they abhor. On the Edge of Memory. Save the Queen, Chapter the 1st.
Achievement unlocked, Sidception. You're here, good. Ready to get working on the resistant weapons, lad? Undertake this quest as a summoner.
You like the name Resistance Weapon? It crossed me mind to call them GUNNHILDR'S blades, but after talking with MISERA, we figured it'd be too confusing, seeing as that's also the name of the Queen's Guard. Any road, your timing couldn't be better. Before we get to working in earnest, I was hoping ye could tell me a bit more about what went on in Sid's noggin. I've heard a fair bit from Mikoto, but I'd like to know if you saw it any different. Sounds like I was right to ask ye before setting to work. Seems to me those fancy markings in the weapons are mainly for show. I can copy 'em but that won't be enough. Like as not, they were carved into the hilts as well, and to make sure the spell can take hold, you'd need a finish with fine powder that's conductive to aether. For material like that, I reckon you'd need to consult the alchemist Razdahan. And I can think of only one person who's close contacts there. Rowena?
Aye, the demoness a coin.
But not to worry, lad. It just so happens she's been keeping up a steady shipment of supplies here on contract. And if we say we need the powder for the resistance, might be as we can convince her to waive the costs. She ain't usually one to do business for charity, I know, but it's worth a try, eh? I'll see about getting in touch with her, and after I do, you can go and meet with her and figure out the rest. Well, you don't expect me to go and meet with her, do ye? Working on the resistance weapons kept me too busy by half, and Drake here, what's your name again? Zlatan, Master Geralt. My name is Zlatan. But more importantly, what if Mistress Rowena doesn't agree to a charitable contribution to our cause? I'm sure if you ask Badge Saljan, ask her nicely, she might come round. But never mind that, we've important work to do. As for where to find Rowena, afore she left Gangos, she said she'd be stopping over in Kugani on business. How's about I have her meet ye at the Umaneko Tea House? If we're lucky, a nice cup of tea, it'll brighten her mood. Quest accepted. Resistance Weapons, the Saga of GUNNHILDR'S Blades. Callicles, my, that I should find you here of all places, though I suppose that's only right, considering I followed you. My well of inspiration has run dry, you see, and it is my hope that a change of scenery might offer the impetus my work requires. And time and again you've proven a knack for finding fascinating locales with equally fascinating stories unfolding soon after. When such a tale finally does unfold, I should very much like to hear it. Let's talk about Varis. Battle fought in the mind of a dear companion? How thrilling, how compelling. Please tell me more. A specter of the late Emperor Varis? I suppose even a figment of one's memory, assuming sufficient creative liberties are taken, can prove as fearsome as a man of flesh and blood. Admittedly, I cannot claim to have witnessed his prowess firsthand, but who has not heard tales of his savagery, his unparalleled might? Yes, I do believe inspiration has struck, my friend. The brutal battle of words which preceded a nightmarish clash twixt the Emperor and the realm's great liberator. You would dare approach me thus, Lord Varis scoffed, where men of greater strength and mind both would flee, you dare commit such a folly? To which the liberator coolly replied, how else am I to smite thee save approaching? An admirable attempt. If I were still learning my letters, perhaps. It seems my prose yet wants for inspiration. Might you humor me with a more detailed account of your confrontation? I require a more vivid picture if I may do justice to your deeds.
Memoria Misera Extreme, now accessible. Idols earned in Memory Misera Extreme can be exchanged for gear and other items by speaking with Sintana in Revenant's Toll.
I was wondering when you would show up. Geralt told me everything. And luckily for you, my business here was at the Thavnarian consulate. Here you are. This should be enough powder for one of those resistance weapons you're forging. I've got to hand it to Geralt. Seems he spends half his time getting deeper in debt and the other half avoiding payment. Fine by me though. Thanks to his scheming, I've a little more leverage over the resistance and, by extension, him as well. Hee hee. Pass along a message to Geralt and badge Smelly in for me, won't you? If they're smelly and they require more material for these weapons, I'd be more than happy to supply them, for a fee of course. Same goes for you. I know your adventuring types are always looking to be prepared for any sort of encounter, so if you're thinking of forging another of those resistance weapons, and I suspect you are, you know where to go. I'll see to it my girls in Revenant's Toll and Idyllshire keep their shelves stocked. Until next time.
Ugh.
The weapon's nearly finished, Callicles. Just need a nice coating with that powder to finish the inscription. Of course, she bloody found what we needed. As much as I hate fattening her purse with another man's coin, at least now we can do our part for the resistance. Feast your eyes on some of me finest work to date. Best of all, the inscription will react to your aether. A right fine weapon to rally the Boge gents. Espiritus. I reckon Gunnhildr would be proud. That I should behold the glory of the fabled blades born anew. Hope is not yet lost. All in a day's work for your old pal Geralt. Of course, this is only the beginning.
Your skills with the hammer were truly a sight to behold, Master Geralt, and to see Callicles wielding one of their holy blades thus, it is as if I stand before one of the heroes of Eld. When the time comes to do battle with the Empire, our brothers in arms will look upon you and know courage. On behalf of the Bow's Gen Resistance, I offer you my humblest thanks for your aid thus far. I'd love to start fresh on another weapon, but I had to use every last morsel of the powder on that one. Meaning, we would find ourselves indebted further to Mistress Rowena were we to acquire more. I must consult Basgelian Jellin before we proceed further. Looks like we're taking a short break then, eh? If you find yourself wanting for another weapon though, come and speak with me helper here. I think I've earned myself a nice big flagon of ale tonight to celebrate the forging, of course. A repeatable quest is now available from Zalten at Gangos. This quest may be accepted to create resistance weapons for other jobs. Please ensure you have changed to your desired job before speaking with Zlatan. Furthermore, Thavnarian scale powder can now be purchased from Ariana at Revenant's Toll or his Mina at Idleshire. Achievement unlocked. Peace de Resistance Espiritus.